Alrighty, here we are then. And Maria, do you want to give us, only because I just saw you take that mouthful of food, do you want to give us the quick update of where we left off so that we're all aligned and we're
Okay.
sans, cage and ear tonight, but we shall crack on.
Okay. I just wanted to check, did my notes make it online? I didn't do anything technologically stupid, did I?
No, they're quite good, yeah.
Awesome. So in the last game, we spent a great deal of time trying to figure out, this is Wolfril and Starfire, trying to figure out how to get help for Cage from Danica, the barkeep, by wandering out into the rain and then back downstairs into the tavern. And then we met their creepy son outside, who was all giggles and being very creepy. And we failed to find Danica, but we did find Fisk, who, funnily enough, had also decided to go for a sneak around. And we ended up in a tap room. And basically, I think that was it. We ended up in the tap room with Fisk. And Cage is upstairs after spewing black stuff, and his rotting eye is probably getting a lot worse. I'm just trying to think. Irena's just happy to have moved rooms, that she's not around the black vomit anymore. Ian's not happy because Irena's still with us and alive. I think that was about it, right?
I think so.
I think that's it.
Okay, so where to from here, team? It's still the middle of the night, it's raining, storm is about as usual.
And the rain was warm, which was very disconcerting because we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that. I think my suggestion last time was to just go upstairs. We can't find Danica, get some sleep, and then I think Wolfril and I had been talking, and that we were going to, well, with the group, we're going to prioritize going to the church, right? And try and look for the bones first. And then Wolfril had a great idea that might help Cage. I passed to Wolfril to elaborate.
I think,
so I can.
I hope I'm remembering correctly, but I think take him to the church and see if they can help him, which could kill two birds with one stone in terms of the bones. Is that what you meant, Maria? Hopefully not kill any birds, though. Or mages.
Sorry, I was trying to come off mute and eat. Yes, so your idea was to get him blessed and see if the blessing will help with his underlying problem, of which we know nothing about. And then the concern.
And we don't seem to be getting any help in this tavern.
No.
And I'm dubious that waking them up in the middle of the night is going to be received very well too.
Yeah. I'm concerned that we're going to find their children and not what they seem.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to kill kids this early in the game. And so, and then offend the tavern keeper because we've had to kill her vampiric children or whatever they are.
Yeah, especially if they're feasting on her right now as a midnight snack.
Yeah, that would be bad form, hey? So, Fisk, did you want to sneak around or did you want to come upstairs with us?
I think I'll come back upstairs with you and we'll crash the night and head to the church in the morning. Is that the plan?
Yeah, because I think it's about 1:30 in the morning now, so we want to get up early.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I concur.
Alrighty. Dunk, we're wandering upstairs back into the tavern.
Okay, that is good news. So I might have just sent some OKs. That's just simply so that I've got things organised. Just ignore those.
Okay.
At this point, okay, so I shall move you all back up into the tavern. And Fisk, where are you? Are you back up there already?
Yeah, I moved myself. So just move it.
Right, there you are. Okay. So you've got Irina in your room. No, Ia and Fisk in there. Where did Irina move to?
So
I thought she...
Irina had moved to the clean room, which was the boys'
Yeah, that's
room.
what I thought. Yeah, I just...
So we were swapping rooms. So we're going to leave Cage to sleep in the girls' room with his leftover vomit, even though he was trying to
That's
clean it
right,
up,
yep.
which was pretty
So
admirable.
Cage is there. Ia
Um,
is with who? Irina and Fisk?
He is with Irina. So we were all going to go into share the boys' room, and then the plan was that we leave Cage in the other room. Not that we can't trust him, but signs of decay and evil are never good in a party member, right?
Yeah,
I'd
we
rather
can't.
You
not.
never know when it's contagious, do you?
Exactly. There's that too.
Social distancing.
As Wolfrill and Starfire push the dresser against the door, all
So
the
all
heavy
of you
things.
are basically...
Where's the hand
So
sanitizer?
basically all of you are in this room now except for Cage. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
So it's
Very
all
cozy.
very
That's why you
cozy.
grin
So
when you
you've all
say
just
that.
taken blankets and the
Yes.
occasional things and that sort of thing. Who's actually in the...
Well, and leftover
Yeah, and
pillows
who's in the two beds?
for the
Who's
pillow
actually
fight.
in the two beds? Irina's taken one. So who's in the other?
That's a very good question. I'm happy to let Wolfrill have it, and Ear and Fisk and I can sleep on the floor on our blankets and our bedrolls.
Yeah.
This is
We
not a
moved some
healthy lunch.
mattresses from the black zone.
Anything not covered in spew we could try and
Yeah.
move.
Let's have a sleepover.
Okay.
All right. So it's late in the evening, or in fact, it's now in the wee hours of the morning, and sleep takes you all pretty quickly. You're all very exhausted still. Now, many of you have an exhaustion level. Um, is that the case? No, hang on. No, I'm confused.
Have an
No, you're good.
exhaustion level?
Wrong game.
No.
Sorry. It's my bad. No, you're all you're fine. Um, and as you head to sleep, um, as I said, it takes you very quickly. And for some of you, you dream. So if you've got Facebook Messenger open, please check that. See if you have any dreams overnight. And if you don't have a message, you don't. You sleep soundly. The morning brings some of you a fitful rise as the sort of the night has played on your mind, and you've been awake and then you've been asleep and you've been awake and you're asleep and you're not sure if you're asleep or whether you're actually awake or whether you're dreaming that you're half awake. Fisk, you've had a fantastic night's sleep. Waking up, you smell breakfast
Yeah.
cooking below, permeating through the door. And you hear Cage stumbling about, saying, I still can't see. Where are you all gone? Are you all here?
I'll go in and check
You're
on
muted,
Cage.
Maria. So, opening the door,
Sorry.
Cage.
Fisk
Yeah,
is doing
Cage
it.
is fine. His eye is still dark, and he has that patch that he's engineered across it. And Ia sort of awakes as well, and she's continuing to rub that sort of finger of hers that sort of had this really bizarre cramp the day before. No, you can't see what I'm doing, but she's like rubbing her finger.
Yeah. Another one for a blessing. In case she's rotting away as well.
How did that start?
Yeah, weird,
Did she
right?
touch Cage? I think she might have.
I don't remember.
Oh,
I wasn't tracking that. I'll be like, yawn. I had the weirdest dream last night.
Oh, you too.
Yeah. So I don't know what to make of it, but there was a huge, well, a mansion stands against these western hills, and there were shadows of silver dragons, and there were screams of a battle, and you could hear these screams like there must have been horrors that they were fighting. And then I was a full silver dragon, not dragonborn, but a full silver dragon. And as a sword struck, my head just fell, tumbling into a dark tower, deep into a spire of rock. And my head was resting beneath the sounds of an organ playing this deep and torrid musical number. It was all very strange. I didn't sleep
Wow.
well. How about your dream? What was yours?
Oh, mine was like this raven was perched above me, looking at me while I was sleeping in a field. It was very disturbing. And then a shadow passed over me and stopped and passed me an apple. And it
Oh.
didn't taste right. It turned very bitter when I bit into it. But didn't seem to have any ill effect, and I felt really good and floated above the grass and looked down, and everything was turning black.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you think that's because of Cage? That there's this contagion now that's going to walk the land and take over?
Could be. I don't know if the
Maybe
raven is representative of
Strahd, maybe?
Ravenloft. Yeah,
Could do.
maybe.
What if he doesn't turn into a bat? What if he turns into Raven instead?
We've seen a lot of ravens.
Maybe we've got it wrong. Maybe Strahd isn't a vampire in the way we think he is.
Maybe in
Maybe
more
he's
ways
more.
than one.
Yeah, maybe he's more. This comes down to, was Vasily bitten by Strahd? Is Vasily somehow connected to Strahd? That old question. Anyway, so we're up. So we're going to go to the church.
Breakfast
I think
first,
the wine. Oh, sorry, you're right. Breakfast, most important meal of the day.
Middle of the day.
So I'll ask Cage. I'll say, Cage, hey, how's it going? You feeling okay?
I'm feeling all right, except for this really wonky eye. I can't see.
Okay, but no more throwing
I
up
just
black
moved
stuff.
you all into the kitchen. Roll20 is really slow. Is it slow for you guys as well, or is it just me?
Yeah. It keeps dropping out. I have to keep refreshing the screen.
I haven't really tried doing anything in it yet. It seems fine.
No.
Okay, we should be back downstairs. As you come in for breakfast, you notice that that strange gentleman again is sitting there, and he's eating breakfast, and again he has a steak.
Oh. Is it raw? Do we notice?
Give me a perception check.
I'm going to go and sit next to him. Have a chat.
Sorry. Oops, sorry,
so as
wrong
you
one.
approach him, he sort of gives you a bit of a look and sort of turns his shoulder a little bit into his meal, and he's clearly eating some sort of oat or some sort of well, not oat but some sort of vegetable mash that goes close to porridge. He has a couple of eggs that look like they've been boiled or fried or something smashed up there. And you notice that he's got a bit of steak and it's raw and it's sort of covered over by a napkin that seems to be fairly bloodstained. You notice that he's quite sort of furtive and he's like looking and watching your fellow members of the party as they sort of take their seats around their respective breakfast table, which is in the middle of the room. So I'm just going to put Cage just over there with Ear, because I can. So Fist, what do you want to do? Do you still want to come and try and...
Just gonna sit. Yeah, I'm just going to sit down next to him and say, "Morning, friend. How are you doing?"
I say good morning. You're one of those travellers, I see. Well, have you been here long?
Well, we've just been here a couple of days, just passing through. And I introduced myself as Fisk.
I'm Rictavo. I'm travelling with a carnival into the land here. The Burgomaster has been most kind to allow me to contribute to the jocularity that is such that is here in Vallaki.
Oh, so where's the rest of your travelling?
Well, you see,
Sure.
there is only me, but I have a little bit of a sideshow cart parked in the wagon areas of the town, not too far. You would have passed them in the eastern gate had you come through there. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Interesting.
I think so. And what is your story? Why are you here?
We're just passing through. We're just travellers.
I see. Not many people pass through the county of Barovia. I was very fortunate to be coming through here some time ago, looking for work with the Vistani. They helped me come. What about you? How did you arrive? I believe it's very difficult to be here.
Yeah, we just got lost and ended up through the mist into this place.
I see. Well, it is my great pleasure to meet you. And he stands up and he sort of has a number of books under his arm, and you'll just see what he looks like in a moment as he stands up.
Can I ask him what he's reading?
Just some notes, and he sort of pulls it in, and it looks like it's sort of a journal or something. So, it doesn't look like a published book. It looks more, it's got tattered bits of paper sticking out of it, and much like what it looks like in that image for you. I see. Yes. Well, take care. I see. You met with one of the young lords here last night. Is this true?
Yes, this is true.
I see. You are a patron. Is he your patron? Are you a friend of the lord?
No, we were just looking for information. As I said, we're new to Barovia, and we're a little bit not lost, but finding our feet.
Yes. Well,
Tourists.
this is how I would describe myself, as a carnival man. I am interested in what will make the population truly laugh here. Do you find that is an observation?
What do you
No,
mean?
nothing. I'm very sorry. My silliness sometimes. One as a carnival must. Sometimes I misread my audience. Well, it is.
You don't
It
think
is
they're funny?
nice.
They don't like your.
I beg your pardon, my good sir.
They didn't like your performance.
Oh
Is that what
no,
you're saying?
of course, everyone loves my performance at Vallaki. If you are a poor performer, it is the one place where you will always get a round of cheers, forced or otherwise. But yes, I am quite popular here, and I make a meager living, and I shall stay for the next festival and perhaps continue my journey in this land to another town.
Where are you thinking of going to?
West, perhaps, but I see that you say you are a friend of Lord Vistani?
No, I didn't say that at all.
Yes. What do you make of the young man?
He's an odd character.
I think so. I have only met him on occasion. Never for very long have I seen him. But you have stayed at his house, yes? Dined at his manor.
We've dined at his manor. That's correct. He seems half.
I see. Where would?
No, we dined at Lady
Oh, I
Bucker's.
see. And
Okay,
you
that's
are.
right.
Sorry,
You
correcting
are,
a
my
memory.
dear. It is
Yeah.
wonderful to see one of your race so far from home. Why are you here? You're with traveling clearly with your friend here, Mr. Fisk. I am Rick Tavo.
Yes,
It is my
and
pleasure to meet you. And you are?
I'll introduce myself as Starfire and extend my clawed
I
hand.
see.
Give you my best toothy
I
grin.
see. And he sort of touches and he goes, touches you sort of, politely, not creepily, you know. You know.
Hello.
There's a fine
And I
line
say
between creepily and.
there's a fine line.
But
I'll say, and do you remember Wolfrel, our colleague you spoke to
I do
last time?
indeed.
We were in the bar.
Yes, the druid from afar. It is wonderful to see you again, Wolfrel. Perhaps
Nice to see you again too, Rick
Rictavo.
Tavo.
This is correct.
But I'll ask Tavo, we did dine. I'll just ask him if he knows. I'll say we dined at Lady Vacta's.
Oh, I see.
But we've never been to Lord Vasili's place. You don't happen to know where that is, do you? Have you ever been past?
He
or
sits
heard
down
of it?
back at his breakfast table.
Ooh.
You notice, though, with your high perception from before, that it would be clear that the steak is disappeared somewhere. You're not 100% sure where, but you didn't really notice him, whatever, but it is certainly missing from the table. He sits back down and he places his journal
Could have a dog.
and covers his hands over it like this. And he goes, I see, Lady Vakta, very interesting. I believe that she is, quite a force to be reckoned with. What do you make of Lady Vakta? Is she now a patron of yours as well?
She's not a patron. She has had an interesting proposition for us that we are considering. But other than that, likely there'll be no future relationship.
I see. And
Is she a patron of yours?
oh no, a mere carnival master like myself has no need for a patron. I come here to entertain the But like you, as a half elf, we have our ways and our tricks and our things that we might be looking for as we travel through these lands. But Wolfrel, it has been great to see you, my Starfire. It is wonderful. I have heard many tales of your ancestors here in Barovia. You should perhaps explore some history. Perhaps you have a connection or something to this land that has brought you here in your past. But with that, I bid you all adieu and wish you a good day. I have much to do in preparation for the festival tomorrow. Yes.
Is it possible to see any writing on his journal? Like
it's closed.
Even to what language? Anything on the cover?
Leather.
Any of his little tabs hanging out?
No words on them. Give me an investigation.
Meanwhile, I'll just come back to the original question and go, so that's a no with knowing where Lord Vasily lives? You've not
Your
heard
interest
anything?
with Vasily, is it romantic? I have heard that he is interested in, and he suddenly stops and he looks at Irina. And he goes,
Oh, I'm asking for my friend Ia, because Ia is interested in Vasily.
Is your friend here the stunning redhead sitting over there talking to the...
The one with the
yes,
beautiful
to the
horns.
one with the horns? Yes, no, I do not think...
Yeah.
what is her name? No,
Yeah.
no, not the horned one, the redhead.
Sally.
Sally, that is a sweet name.
Sally.
Is she traveled here with you, or perhaps she is here already?
We are helping her. We met her on the road travelling.
Lost, was she?
Aren't we all lost in this place?
Does she remember much of her childhood?
We've never been close enough to ask.
I see. Fisk, my good sir, what is your take on all this? Now that you have your camera towards us.
It's all very strange. The whole lot is strange.
It's a strange place.
It's a strange place with strange
This
people.
is very true. This is my observation too. Well, I wish you all well, and let me just say that it has been my great honor to meet Lord Vasali again, and perhaps if you'll find perhaps where he might hang out or where his home is, any kind of information like that, I'd be of utmost interest in finding and perhaps being introduced to Lord Vasali at some point in the future. But right now, I think I best tend to my carnival. But I would welcome any information, and perhaps we could dine together this evening back here, or not, and then obviously we will all attend the festival tomorrow.
Maybe. We'll see.
So Rictavo stands up and exits.
Stage left.
Wolfrall,
Okay.
you were looking very carefully, and you only noticed that there was some letters on a note sticking out. You could see with that score. And you are almost certainly that is the letters that were there.
Ooh.
Ooh, what's the letters?
Oh, has he gone now?
He's leaving, and as he leaves, Ernst enters, who was your escort from the night before.
Oh, and do they look at each other? Is there a tension in the room?
Give me insight.
And is it romantic tension?
They pass as two strangers entering and exiting a tavern at the breakfast hour would do.
Interesting.
When he's out of earshot, I tell my companions I could just see three letters, and it was AHD.
AHD.
I wonder, could this be the book? There's a book that the elves are meant to have.
Dusk elves, yeah.
Now that was, so just so I'm clear, Nikki, that was a piece of paper that was stuck. That was like like what we would call a post-it note stuck on the side of into the book with some writing on it, and that's the only thing you could see is that post-it note, so to speak, had words. It wasn't the full post-it note, but the last 3 letters
Just
were
his
AHD.
notes sticking out, or someone's notes.
Okay. Well, we still need to find the Dusk Elves after the church, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So what's the
But
plan
if
for
they've
the
lost their
church?
book,
Sorry?
Bernard?
I was just saying, what's our plan with the church?
Try and get Cage and Ear blessed, but also we said we'd try and find out what happened to the bones, and then that way we can leave Irina at the church.
The bones we gave to the doppelganger.
Yeah.
do you
We'll go
think
back
we
to the
should
church.
tell
Sorry, Joe?
Danica that we saw her son outside last night?
I was just about to say to Dunk, actually, do we see Danica in the tavern?
Yes, she's
Is she
busy
away?
serving this sort of mush, it's kind of like mashed potato, but sort of watery, and eggs.
Oh,
And
semolina
eggs
kind of.
seems to be a speciality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go over to Danica and I'll just ask kindly for breakfast for our group and also mention that Cage had been ill. So we'll leave her a bit of extra coin to have the room cleaned. And that we were looking for her last night, but we didn't
I was
find her.
in my chambers with my husband. Was there some problem?
Yeah, our friend was a bit sick, so I'm going to give her what's it take to clean a room? Silver? A silver? Maybe? It's pretty nasty what he left.
I see. I shall have Annabella address that immediately. Yes, look, a silver will be fine.
Okay, so I'll give her a silver and take that off my stuff. And also, it was weird. We saw your son outside in the rain quite late last night after midnight. Does he normally go for walks at that time of
I
night?
hope it was no inconvenience. Yes, occasionally, he's young and finding his way, and yes, at times I have found that he is not in his bed when he should be, particularly at night here. It is not good. But thank you. I take that you set him straight and that he returned to his bed. Yes.
Yes, he did. He did go back. And we lost track of him after that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for looking after my children. Now, breakfast for you all shall be coming. Take a seat. Everyone
That would
take a
be
seat.
lovely.
I see you have met Mr. Rick Tavo, our traveler from afar. And yes, I think there is someone waiting to speak to you all.
Yeah.
Ernst
I'll
is
send
sort of standing there quite stiffly at the the sort of entryway there, waiting for one of you to acknowledge him.
I'll get Ear to go over and acknowledge him.
Ear goes up and
Hello
he
to
sort of
Ernst.
gives
Hey,
a
Ernst.
nod and he goes, "May I join you for breakfast?"
Sure. Why not?
He pulls up a seat and he sits down with you all, and he's quite curt. He goes, "Lady Vakta tells me to thank you for your attendance at the evening." He asked, and she expresses her desire to understand whether, and he looks around the room. Danica is in the kitchen. There's only really 2 other patrons in the far northwest corner. And he goes, Lady Vactor is keen to understand if you will be assisting in finding the information we discussed last night about certain whether you will be assisting us in acquiring some crucial information that perhaps could assist in a change of affairs here in Vallaki. Can Lady Vactor? And he shakes his head, looks up. Can Lady Vactor anticipate an appropriate response to her hospitality, her introductions, and her conversations last night? Yeah, this is all I need to know. You tell me, I can go. You are free to then commence your task for Lady Vactor, because it is important, for you are all chosen. This is the way.
Ia will. Okay, as Ia, we'd like to thank Lady Vactor for her hospitality last night,
if you're going to be doing it, you have to do a German accent now. It's the only way.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. I will sound really terrible. But yeah, no, I was thinking I need to abuse Burn at this point as well, don't I? Sorry, saying thank you to Lady Vactor, and thank you for her hospitality and the stimulating conversation and good food last night. Can you please tell her that our friend Cage has become quite ill, and we are going to be seeking some help for him this morning. So we've not had a chance to think about her interesting offer, but we will come by later today and talk to her in person.
No, that shall not happen. You shall come back here, and I shall see you. You'll have anything you need to say to Lady Vactor, you will discuss here. With that, he stands up and he turns and he walks out the door.
Ooh.
He needs a refocusing, this guy.
Attitude, hey? Can Ia like throw some fire or something from her hands and try and burn his butt?
Sure. Is that what's happening?
Hang on. Yeah, she's got to try. Hang on. That would be an Ia thing to do, right?
Throw fire at him.
Hang on. Can she throw fire? I'm just looking at a sheet.
Is that like a fireball and we all get blasted?
I love it. This is sounding even better.
I was thinking. I was trying to work out what she can do.
Fist feeling rather concerned, starts backing towards the door.
How about we just roll up a serviette and throw that?
How about you put your microphone down and we can hear what you're saying?
Sorry. I suggested we just roll up a serviette and throw that at the back of his head.
Okay, that's fine. Ia will do that. She's like, let's not waste any kind of spell slots or anything on him.
Give me a
Acrobatics?
Give me just a simple ranged
performance
attack. Just use a dagger or something like that, and I won't take any. Just use the dagger for the.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, she's pretty accurate, hey?
So the serviette bounces on Ernst's the absolute center of his skull. With enough force that he moves his head, he stops. He very slowly turns around and looks directly at Ia.
Ia smiles winningly with her best smile.
I shall anticipate seeing you after you have attended to your friend. He looks over towards where Danica's now coming towards the table with 4 plates, sort of 2 in the hands, 2 in the arms, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, Madam Matkov, gives her a nod and turns and then departs.
Okay. So as Danica's putting down her plates, I'll ask her what she knows about Ernst. What's the crack with him? He's very strange.
He's the manservant or something of Lady Fiona Vactor. She is a prickly woman. I think you had dinner with her last night, I believe. Is this true?
Yeah, we did. It was very
I
illuminating.
see, I see. Caution everywhere in Vallaki. You are always safe and welcome here, though. Let me assure you that,
Thank you.
you know. And she sort of goes to say something, but doesn't, and turns and leaves to go get the remainder of the plates.
Okay. Interesting.
Let's try out for more info. Slip for a coin.
Okay, Fisk, time to turn on the charm.
She returns.
I
She
push.
returns with the remaining
Give me
plates
info.
and serves them to you, and asks if you will have any juice.
That would be lovely, thank you. Juice would be
She
great.
heads back and she brings out a jug and a number of sort of very rudimentary sort of cups. I won't even call them mugs. They're sort of half or quarter mugs, really. Places them all down and places a sort of picture of something that perhaps has got some kind of colour to it. It's sort of reddish colour. And she says, enjoy, and I assume we are all staying for another night. We will attend to the mess in the room. Annabella is there already. Mr. Cage, I assume you are feeling okay. Do you need any assistance from myself? I have some teas and some herbs that perhaps could help you.
I'll certainly try one of your teas or herbs.
Shall I see your eye? Do you mind if I have a look?
No.
And she goes and she sort of
And
opens the patch up and she sort of looks under and she goes, She goes, I see.
I see.
And she looks to the rest of you and she says, there's no easy path. Temptation will come at night, will come at day. Stay true, for the temptation brings corruption. And with that she turns and leaves.
Herbal tea?
Is she still going to bring him tea? That's what I want to know.
She certainly does. She returns with a hot mug of sort of herbish sort of smelling tea.
Ia was just having a good sniff and a look at that jug, but given what she rolled, I'm guessing that she doesn't pick up on anything.
It's got a fruity. It's basically water with a little bit of fruity sort of stuff in it, like maybe what we might think would be some sort of berry or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give Cage a cup and say, here, have some juice. See if that makes you feel better as well.
I'll have the juice with my herbal tea, knowing I'm going to be pissing myself all day.
Constitution check. Oh, failed. You need to piss.
Yeah.
DC 20. I need to piss.
Yeah.
It's a DC 20. I need to piss check. Let's do that one every half hour. Okay. Breakfast is uneventful. Is there anything else that you wish to achieve during breakfast?
No, I think
no.
Get Arena and get on the road and get to the church.
Arena basically suggests that the music's very loud, so she turns it down. Then she suggests that we head to the church. Let us go. Mr. Cage, are you fine to accommodate with us today?
Yeah, I think so. I'll struggle
along. Last night, Ia had a good idea of using locate object spell that she had to find the bones. I don't know when she was planning on doing that or how that would work, but I just thought I'd put that out there too.
No, that's a good call. Didn't she say maybe near the church? But then we weren't sure how far from the church the bones might be.
Mm.
Try and find it.
So do you guys want to look at casting this? Is he going to cast this?
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out whether Ia wants to cast it near the church or near the tavern, because we just don't know where it might be. So it's concentration of 10 minutes. So I'm going to need, a good period of time to actually think about this. And the spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. It can't locate an object if any thickness of lead or even a thin sheet blocks a direct path between you and the object. So as a group, do we think better to cast at the church?
Yeah, I think so.
I suppose that was where we last saw them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're all going to go to the church and then Ia will cast the spell. Dunk, do you need us to move out of the tavern?
Just give me a sec. Thanks, guys. As you step outside from the tavern, just let me know, is that rendered on your screens yet? Yeah? Mine?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Pretty bad. So let me just see if I can fix this now for you. They've just done an update to their dynamic lighting, so it's like, so I think you should just, so you should be able to see the whole town now. Yeah,
see everything.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head to, and you're at the first intersection. The rumblings of the villages or the township is coming to life. There are a number of stores that you're passing left and right as you sort of head down this sort of main boulevard to the west. You notice that there's a blacksmith now firing up their sort of fires, and you've already seen the bookshop that was further to the east. So there are a number of stores. Who moved you down to the church? Right. Would you like to be the DM? Would you like to get dressed up? Would you like to get dressed up in the DM outfit then? The one that I've ordered off Amazon when I googled DM outfit and that's what came up.
Just try to help out.
That was funny this morning when I saw Maddie's post. I did spit out my coffee.
So in our other game, Ben is actually a really nice guy, and despite my Toowoomba homophobic upbringing, he's gay and lives with his partner and all that sort of thing. And I sent the other photo into that chat as well with, and his words were like, DM daddy. It's like, right, thanks, Ben.
Too funny.
As you approach the church, I want you all to roll let's just do a 20-sided dice. Just roll me a 20-sided dice. Just hit the 20-sided dice roll.
Oh. Where is that?
Okay, so, alright, they're fantastic rolls. Wonderful. Excellent. The two people who aren't here roll the 15s. That's what we need. We need that. Thank God for you, Nikki. As you're walking up, you suddenly see Ia and Cage sort of looking ahead, and particularly Ia. She starts to, basically, I don't know, well, you can't really see, but like, pushing everything up, getting everything, pulling down her coat over her horns and pushing up her other assets. And then, Nikki, as you look forward, you see Vasily on the steps of the church, sitting down, reading.
Oh.
Or he's got some sort of book in front of him.
Oh, I bring that to the attention of the
So
rest
you're
of
about
the
50
party.
yards away at this stage, approaching the church. Vasily is there. He's looking in this book. He's like turning a page. Ia is obviously a little bit flustered. Irina sort of drops now behind Ia, but you see that she too is perhaps sort of readjusting everything and playing with her hair and making sure it's in the right position.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. I'm going to just give them a quick slap and say down. Down, girls.
You slap them?
This spell
Yep.
book.
I'm just going to give them a little slap. Just a little
Nikki, can you roll a perception check, please?
out of it.
Mm. Yeah.
Do I need to roll unarmed attack? Girls. They end up with claw marks across their cheeks.
Yeah. Fisk's placing a bet at the moment. UFC 001.
I've got 2 gold on the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Let's see, what would that be?
We need to see what book he's got.
Yes, we do. Are you going to be sneaky and go and have a look?
I'll try. I'm not very sneaky, but I'll try to
I'll
look.
try to get most of the letters in the right order, so just forgive me.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was meant to be a little tap. Damn it, what a waste of a roll. I think Fist could be right. It's on. Like Donkey Kong.
Oh dear.
There goes our initiative. Did you bring your pillows?
Yeah, I give Ia a little slap to the face.
I keep hearing a horse neighing.
I've got absolutely no sound. When Duncan says, "Oh, the sound's really high," I'm like, "Yeah, I
Do you
don't
not
hear
hear
it."
my village sounds and music?
I hear
No,
a
I
horse
must have it
neighing
turned off.
randomly, but nothing else.
I hear it perfectly, and it's the right volume too.
Oh, I must have something turned off on Roll20. So, Dunk, do I take the girls out with my little taps
Nikki,
to the...
whack. You need to be
Yes?
reading, Nikki. Whack. Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Whack, whack, you strike the girls. No problem at all. A cow and its tenderer is walking past with Betsy. Big smile on his face. He goes, top of the morning to you, ma'am. Because he suddenly realizes that that your form as a dragonborn is a little bit terrifying, but he smiles even more as he sees that.
Okay, I
You're now
smile a
about
toothy grin
25,
back
30
at him.
yards from the church. Vasily is standing up, and he now is looking towards you to greet you. He's put his book to his side, and he is standing there, and he is smiling magnificently towards you all.
On the steps of the church.
He noticed as soon as you slapped Irina, it was
Good
like
evening.
he felt it.
Sorry, no, let me stop. Sorry, I said evening. Good morning, all of you. It is wonderful to see you. What brings you to the church this morning? Are you joining me for prayers?
Maybe.
That's exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
We're paying our
Wonderful. This is wonderful.
respects.
I am waiting for the hour to turn, and he looks at his watch, which he doesn't really, because that's 21st century. He looks towards the sun, looks towards the east, and he sort of goes, it is nearly the hour for morning prayers. This lady is joining us. And there's an old woman walking up the road, and she walks past you. She gives you all sort of a snooty sort of look, and she continues to the church and opens the door and goes in. She's soon followed by a younger woman, perhaps in her 30s, a human, with 3 children, and she ushers them into the church. And Vasily then turns. It is morning prayers to the morning Lord. Will you join us in the church?
Sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. He sort of puts the book now sort of under his arm, and
Can I see
give
anything?
me a perception check. Yeah.
Not so much.
That's a bummer, isn't it? Don't forget, do you have any inspiration? Have I awarded you inspiration? I know I've awarded Maria inspiration for her good journaling skills and silent.
I think the
silent Pringle eating skills.
Yeah, they're making me so hungry. I think the inspiration I earned is spent.
All right, in that case, yeah.
You can't take it with you.
In that case, you can probably answer that yourself. Vasily is.
I think he is. Sorry, you go.
Vasily is standing there with his sort of the book sort of tucked now under his arm. He's moved it from his side to his arm, and he's now sort of saying, shall we join for the morning Lord prayers? For it is the appointed time. And at this particular point, as he turns and indicates towards the door, Father Lucien is there.
Hi,
Vasily
Father Lucien.
goes, Father Lucien, it is wonderful to see you. May I and my friends come in to take prayer with you this morning? And Father Lucien goes, of course, Lord Vasily, you are always welcome in the church. And it is good to see your friends. And he sort of looks towards you and he's like shaking his head like with his eyes wide, like what the fuck's going on kind of look. Because he hasn't seen you for like a day and a half and, you know, shit's gone down. So, yeah. Vasily starts to walk into the church.
Damn it. I give Ruffle a look like, ooh, gotta be a vampire.
Right? Or on his way.
Yeah, I know. He's like Irina, right? Or maybe worse. I still think he's been bitten by Strahd.
It's only the vampire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bugger. Oh, I just heard a goat. I can hear the sounds now.
This is in.
Oh.
This is the.
Cole's just getting their goats ready.
She's
What kind of
she's
ceremony?
To the
channeling
Morning
the
Lord's
goat.
altar.
Yeah.
Like, hello. What's
It's
going
in the
on?
church.
This is,
I'm like, okay, we're going to
oh,
free
you
the
can't even
goats
see it.
first.
That's weird.
Was that a goat?
You can't even see what I'm holding.
What's
That's
that?
really weird. Let me just fix that for a sec. I just need to show you guys this. Hang on. Yeah.
It's very
It's like,
strange.
yeah, so none. Here we go. So that's like my map of, that's Barovia.
Oh, that's cool.
the map that I'm using to track all you guys. Alright. Back
Wow.
to, weird shit. Okay, there we go. Cool.
Okay, so I guess I'll whisper to Wolfrill and go, there is nothing we can do now. Father Lucian invited him in. We're just going to have to go in and try and get them to bless Cage and Ear.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
You've watched too many vampire movies, you guys. Seriously. Yeah.
We did, yeah.
Seriously.
I know.
Is
Oh,
it
it could-
prickling my arcana? Should we check that is the correct interpretation
I
of
don't
what
know.
we just
Do
saw
an Arcana
happen?
check.
Because last time I checked at dinner about vampires, they couldn't touch Silver and they would react to garlic and he didn't. And it was that whole thing about entering, whether we were trying to figure out.
Yeah, that was my interpretation too. So, but that means he doesn't know Lord Vasily is a vampire, or he wouldn't invite him in. And why does he look so stressed? Is this the real
Yeah.
Father Lucian, or is it the doppelganger? But probably not. Although the doppelganger would probably be looking stressed at this point too, given that we would be aware
Yeah.
of what had happened.
How do we check if Father Lucian is who he says he is? Sorry, I'm just going to look, see if Ear's got anything in her kit.
We're going to ask Father Lucian to verify his password. Several secret questions to make sure he's not the
that's a good idea.
doppelganger.
That's a great
So
idea.
Vasily walks past Father Lucian, and Father Lucian sort of gives him a deference, or deference isn't the right word. Deference. And then as he sort of comes up from that, he looks at you and he goes, and he whispers in a sort. Who's first in the order of march?
It was. Who's walking up the street first? I think it was Wolfrill and myself and Fisk, because the Ear and Arena were behind us because they stopped to adjust their assets and I smacked them.
True, and I did notice.
As you come up, Father Lucian grabs you by the arm and he goes, "Have you found the bones?"
Yes and no.
Are they? Can you bring them back? And he sort of looks furtively towards into the church where Vasily has walked. No.
Is he listening?
No, he's passed.
We want to try. What has happened while we've been gone?
Nothing. It is as if nothing has happened. The people are coming, they're doing their midnight prayers, they're doing their morning prayers, I'm doing everything, but I'm going crazy. I need the bones must come back. Irina, surely you have seen the bones. What happened? What happened to Henrik? What happened to him?
There was someone impersonating you here at the church one day. Did you know that?
Oh my God, what do you mean? Oh my morning lord, what do you mean?
Well, there seemed to be someone who was like you, but when we came back, you had no memory of it, and we didn't know what to say at the time because we were quite shocked.
What happened? Did they take the bones? Have I got the bones? Do I not know that I've got the bones? What is going on? Are the bones back in the crypt?
Would you
I am
forget something
unsure.
like
It
that?
is.
Have you got an
I do
evil
not have an
twin?
evil twin. This is not the. And suddenly Vasily's back at the door, and Lucian stops. Vasily says, is there a problem? Are you not able to come into holy ground?
No, I was just asking Father Lucian if he had any books that I could read because I have trouble sleeping at night.
Ah,
Like that looks like an interesting book you have, Vasily. What are you
this is
reading?
a book by a very interesting man. It is a book that I have had for some time. And he leans forward with a very sort of sickly sweet smile on his face, and he goes, and, you know, it's about vampires. Yes, it
Oh,
is true that they cannot cross into holy ground. So I suggest you come through. This book is written by the most famous vampire hunter in the entire world, Rudolf van Richten. And he shows you the book, and it says,
Richten.
Guide to Vampire Hunting by Rudolf van Richten, embossed on the front cover. And Vasily goes, yes, it is the most interesting. I am reading it myself to study my enemy. Yes. So come into. Are you able to
Have you?
come into the threshold of the church?
Okay.
Because that is one of the things that. And he sort of starts thumbing through the book. He goes, aha! Yes, in chapter 17. It is says, and he shows you, and you see chapter 17 and a bunch of words, and then he suddenly shuts it and brings it back to his chest, and he says, aha! Are you a vampire? Father Lucian, prepare your holy symbols and waters. Or perhaps...
I'll go to step.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I'll go to step in and then go, oh no! Oh, just kidding.
Vasily bursts out laughing.
And walk in.
And he places the book back by his side. He says, oh, come on in, all of you. Irene, my darling, come in, come in. Let me take you into prayer this morning. You shall be safe here. And he sort of grabs Irina's hand and begins to lead her towards the front of the chapel where those have gone before. So there's about sort of half a dozen sort of other Vallaki citizens who are coming to prayers. And Father Lucian sort of looks a little bit confused, and he goes, yes, can you come in? Can you come to the church? And he seems a little bit now distressed that you perhaps cannot cross the threshold.
Ah, nice cover. Yes. I'll walk into the church. Starfire and Eo walk in, just scoffing.
And he looks at the two of you, and he sort of shivers a little bit, and he turns to you, Wolfroy, and he goes, whilst I understand your friends, I do not understand their origins. They are suspicious to me, so and he sort of, I have seen creatures, people like this before, but yes, let's just bring them in. Let's everyone come in and do the prayers. And he turns and he begins to walk towards the front of the chapel.
We need to grab him to help with Cage and Ear's thumb.
Yeah.
Can we catch up to him just quickly before he goes and says, we need to speak to you after the service because our friend is ill and we'd like to have a blessing on both Cage and Ear.
He goes forward and he begins the Morning Lord service. It takes about 30 minutes, and at the conclusion of the service, the local populace begin to leave. Vasily sort of stands and looks towards all of you. He's still holding Irina's hand, and he is now leading her back past of you, and he sort of says, "We have much to see today. I shall take Irina with me, and I shall take her to my home, and shall show her such art that she has been interested in. Is this not right, Irina?" And Irina sort of looks towards him and goes, "Vasily, this is beautiful. I am so looking forward to seeing the art that you have, and to perhaps take lunch at your home. I shall meet you, my friends, tonight for..."
No,
No.
no.
That wouldn't be
No.
appropriate.
No,
And we really
sorry.
need to get some of our friends, including Irina, some help here. So
Yeah, it was like, sorry,
No,
Vasily.
I am...
Irina has a prior engagement with
I do
us.
not think this is so. She has said that she would like to come and have lunch at my home. And
Yeah,
what's
she's
your
a bit
address?
sick
We
today.
could drop her by later on.
I am not I'm not inclined to entertain your proposition. Irina, this is your decision. Shall you come with me or stay with your friends?
No, you see, it's not Vasily. It's not her decision because she's with us and we've been paid to help her and do a few things with her. So sadly, we're under an obligation.
Can I try a persuasion on her to remind her of how she wanted to stay with us last night?
I would love you to try and persuade her with a persuasion roll. No pressure.
And if that
no
fails,
pressure.
Ian's going to just grab her.
Perhaps,
pretty good.
Vasily, I could see you this afternoon. Because it is true, my friends must speak to Father Lucian. Vasily looks a little perturbed. He has a scowl across his face momentarily. One perhaps, Wolfrel, you've seen before. And he suddenly goes, okay. He kisses her hand slowly. And gives her hand back.
Damn it. I go over and I check for a bite mark.
And he turns and he says, Father Lucien, a wonderful service as usual. Perhaps I shall see you later. Irina, my darling, my dear. It is a wonderful time that we have had today. Thank you indeed. At this particular point, Ia is a little bit anxious because she's had her eye on Vasily, and it's clearly that something's gone down here at the church. Vasily has clearly made sort of a bit of a move on Irina, and Ia is feeling a little bit dejected because she had her hopes up. Vasily turns to her and says, Ia, my darling, perhaps we shall have a casual dinner tonight, you and I. Would you be open to such thing?
Where would dinner be?
Just the two of us at my home.
You and
I need you to do wisdom. Maria, just do a wisdom saving throw for Ia.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I figured it was going to be something like that. I think Starfire's going to need to beat her again. Where are we? Is that coming up as perception?
Ia, no, that's nature.
That's Weird. Sorry, the box is coming up when I click on it, but it's going for like the one below.
Okay, so I'm going to take it the 18 as the score for the... No, it wasn't perception. It was a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Anytime.
sorry.
Just randomly
Wisdom.
hit
Hang
anything,
on.
really. Fantastic. Right.
I'm
Yeah, pretty much.
I am
That's
at the
right. So I got
moment.
a 9
Yep.
for the wisdom saving throw. And here goes, that would be wonderful, Vasily. And she's quite sort of frothy. And she goes, ah, yes. And she gives his hand a kiss. And with that, she then sort of whisperly wanders off and says, let's go, let's go. Where are we off to now?
Starfire's just going to give Ear a bit of a slap rather than a persuasion and just go snap out of
Sorry,
it.
who are you going to give a slap to? Ear.
Ear.
Okay.
Sorry.
Has Vasily left the vicinity now?
Give me a perception check.
Do you notice he didn't leave his address for Ear? So
No.
how's he going to find her?
Yeah, I was hoping this might give
suddenly
us a
think-
way to find him.
So Wolfra suddenly realizes, because she's like been distracted by the whole conversation with Ear and Ear's reaction, that suddenly she swings around, looks into the crowd, and fails to see any sign of Vasily.
I guess we can assume that he's probably going to swing past the tavern to pick her up for dinner. So
Has he turned into someone else, maybe?
Oh,
Or
quite
has he
possibly.
just disappeared? Maybe he's our doppelganger.
He could be the doppelganger.
Because he knew when we had the bones and he knew where we were taking them.
There's something odd about him.
Yeah. I wonder if this is a good time for Ia to do her spell. Yeah. Although he probably wouldn't have them on him, would he?
You never know. Let's see what Ia can throw with her spell. But I think that you could be right, and maybe he's turned into someone else. Who's to say he's not a sorcerer?
So it's Ear beginning
shapeshift
to
and do
cast
shit.
a spell.
Yep. She sat down on the steps of the church and she's casting her spell.
As she begins to vocalize the spell, you see her moving her hands in the semantic manner appropriate for such an arcane moment. But as she reaches, those of you with Arcana as some form of insight, as she reaches to pick up a forked twig being the material component of the spell, she reaches down between her feet upon the stone, the cobblestone, and brings up a twisted forked finger.
Oh.
And she goes, ah! And then suddenly calm comes across her face. And she looks from there to there. Her fingers twisted and forked. As you recall, previously her finger here on her left hand was already a little deformed and hurt the other evening. Today, you notice that there is some sort of arcane twisting to her fingers. Her veins, instead of being blue, are black. And she says, they were here no longer They are lost. Dust is to dust. And with that, she suddenly collapses and begins to froth at her mouth on the ground. Okay, over to you guys.
Okay. I will lean down and roll her into a
As you
recovery
roll,
position.
as you roll her into the
so she
recovery
doesn't choke.
position, this black spittle forms upon her cheek, and you see a pool of darkness on the ground where her mouth was previously lying. And as you look at it,
Ooh. As
Yep.
we look at it. By the way, how's Cage feeling?
Fairly average.
As we look at
So,
she coughs.
hang on. It's a bit.
Spittle emanates, and then suddenly she stands and recovers. She goes, "Did we find it? Did we see it? It's a little vague to me. Something is close,
No.
but yet far."
I'm going to ask Wolfroll to look at the black mass and go, do you see a dragon in that, or am I just hallucinating now?
Give me an
Dragons
insight check.
everywhere.
Nikki?
Who, me? Oh, Wolfroll.
What do you mean?
So, Wolfroll, you don't see this picture of a dragon in the black liquid mass? Like a big ink blot dragon?
I see a big ink blot.
Okay, no worries.
It's
It
very
could be me.
blood-like.
I think we need to go get Father Lucian and see if we can get these two blessed.
I think so too.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
run up into the church. So Starfire will get up and run in to grab Father Lucian. And
Father Lucian
and then I'll come
suddenly
back.
appears with
Yeah.
Milovoj next to him. And he goes, "Milovoj, fetch a pail of water." And with that, Father Lucian drops beside you. And he says, "Have you found the bones?"
We tried to cast a spell, and look what it's done to Ear. Something evil is obviously hiding the bones.
Father
you
Lucian
help
suddenly
us?
looks over towards Ear. He looks at the black sort of liquid that's in front of frothily in front of her mouth. And he sort of takes a moment. He sort of takes a step back, recoils in a little bit of horror, and he goes, "This is the dark powers."
You've seen this before?
She has taken a covenant with the dark powers. And he stands up. And he says, "I cannot help her." And he turns and he walks back inside to the church.
Okay, I'm going to go after him and go, what do you mean taken a covenant with the dark powers.
Give me either an intimidation or persuasion check. Your choice. However you want to play it.
Oh, it could go either way. I'll start with persuasion. And then if that doesn't work,
No,
I'll try
you only
intimidation.
had one. Like, I didn't say it was like, I didn't say take an intimidation
Have 8
and
goes.
a persuasion check. I pretty certain I said
No.
take an intimidation
It's the whole...
or, and like linguistically back, and sort of here, like grade 6 English, or...
This is the whole trying... No, this is the whole trying to be
it's
nice
kind of
first, and then if it doesn't
piece.
work,
So,
I'll pick him up.
Lucian continues on into the church, and you suddenly feel a tension. It's the only way that I can describe it. You feel a tension now.
Yeah.
Okay, Fisk, what are you guys doing?
Well, we were sort of observing that. We will wander into the church.
All right. At this stage, let's take a 5-minute break because it is now 5 past 9, about halfway, and let's take 5 minutes, and we'll be back in a sec.
Sweet.
Cheers.
See you then.
Okay, so we just need, well, Maria was there for a moment. Just need Bernard back and we're good to go.
Oh, Pringles, ice creams, what next? What hardship will the adventurers face?
This is true. Okay.
So Fisk followed us into the church, right?
Yeah.
I had assumed that everyone had followed everybody into the church, yeah.
Okay, great. So everybody's in the church now. I'm going to tell Fisk and the others that Father Lucian obviously is xenophobic and doesn't like Dragonborn because he refused to help us. So maybe Wolfrill and Fisk can take Cage and get Cage at least a blessing, and then try and plead Ear's case. They may have more luck.
Yep. Sounds like a good plan. Will you stay with Ear?
Yep.
While
Go
we
outside
do that?
and stay with Ear. Yep.
All right. Come on, Cage. Let's talk to Father Lucian. He was going to help you before.
Yeah. Going and talk to him.
So have you got the bones? What is happening?
No, we still don't have the bones.
You don't have the bones?
We still
We
want
are
to
at
help
risk.
you, though.
Irina cannot stay here. You must take her to safety. If the bones are not here, then there is no hope for our church.
We understand that, and that's why we're trying to help you. But we need to see if we can help Cage here. He's in a very bad way, and we thought that you might help, seeing as we have been trying to retrieve the bones for you.
Bring him to me.
And push Cage forward.
Father Lucian examines him, looks at his eye, takes a moment and kneels before him. And as he raises, you all notice he does a visible physical shiver. He turns towards Cage and he says, I am unable to help you, my son. You have accepted something that I cannot give. And with that comes an obligation that I cannot remediate. This is only the beginning of the cost of your agreement.
But I made no agreement.
I beg your pardon?
But I didn't make any agreement.
Kind of Cage says to you, I might.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah, I might, yeah. Out of two out of one of a sample audience, maybe Fisk, you didn't make an agreement, but Cage kind of thinks he may have made an agreement at some point, and that agreement has a cost.
Shit.
When did he have time? For fighting vampires?
Very good question.
Doing deals with the devil.
Doing deals with the devil in the middle of the night. Who would think that everyone perhaps would take that deal?
Bugger.
Mm.
Okay. Stage whisper. What about ear?
Father, Ia, our friend, is outside still, and she really, really needs your help. Will you try to help her, please?
How does she my help, my dear?
Well, you saw her lying outside the door. She's not in good shape. There's something wrong with her as well.
Let's see. Bring her to me.
I'll head out there and let Starfire know he will see her.
Okay, I'll help carry her inside.
Okay.
I'll place ear down.
There's two things happening here. That's ear being brought inside, and the second is that there's an entire chocolate piece of my ice cream has mysteriously disappeared into the floor.
Oh no.
Hang on.
Oh, that's not good.
I think I found it. That's okay. The last thing you need is melted chocolate the next morning. Right, so we have resolved that situation, and ear now is brought into the church.
Mm-hmm.
So, self-isolation should be difficult for us. We are human beings.
So,
Is there no blessing you can put on them that might help with this affliction?
Father Lucian looks up. And he says, they have taken the easy route. I warn the rest of you that there is no abundance that will support you should you take the same.
Is there any way to reverse what they've done?
I am unsure what they have done, but what I do know is that there is a corruption. For with a corruption, there is an exchange. Should there be something lacking in their arcanic powers? Should they not have something, for instance, a material piece? Then that will be given to them in this exchange, but at great cost. For they have accepted to take ego and power above the greater good.
that doesn't sound like ear at all.
No, maybe. Do we put them to the sword? Move on.
Option A.
Isk, you're a man of few words, but when you speak, you just cut through the chase. Or the head.
How's Ia looking now?
Much the same. Her fingers are twisted.
I'm going to... fingers on both hands or one hand?
One hand. Her left hand.
So on the left hand. Okay.
The same finger that originally twitched and irked the day before. Okay. And then when she cast the spell that required a vocal, semantic, and material piece that she did not have, perhaps.
Damn it.
Her fingers provided. Do you need to check what that was in the chat there? That like there was a forked twig, and previously for Cage he needed something else for his spell,
jeweled eye.
clairvoyance. He needed an eye, and
Which chat?
they were provided. Like, I'm only
Which
saying that
chat?
because basically based on 4 years of playing D&D with you guys, I kind of realised that like I've got to fucking articulate this shit, otherwise it just doesn't happen.
So maybe this is a really subtle hint that we should pay attention to what spell components we actually require before we cast a spell, or
Yeah,
we're
could
doomed.
be.
Hello, Nikki. Where were you in 2016? Let's just say that.
Damn it! I thought he had that stuff. Okay, my bad. Sorry, Maddie. She of the twisted hand. But I think
to self.
yeah, note to self. More importantly, though, I think Father Lucian, what can you tell us about Lord Vasili? How long have you known him to be in this parish?
I beg your pardon.
Lord Vasili, how long have you known him for?
He looks left, he looks right, and he realizes the Lord is left.
Okay.
He goes, Lord Vasili has been a benefactor of my church for some time. Not always has he taken communion with me. This is only perhaps in the last week. It is wonderful that he has taken communion with me at long last. But we have met many a times, and he has worked hard to ensure that myself and the orphanage are well provided for. He is a benefactor of my church, this is sure.
And when you say sometime, how long is that sometime?
Yeah, how long is sometimes?
I beg your pardon, what do you mean?
How many years have you known him for?
I've known him since I understudied Father Gabriel.
And how long was that then?
Perhaps 15 years.
And has Lord Vasili aged since you've known him?
Lucian sort of stops. He brings his hand to his chin. And he looks up to the left. He pauses for precisely this amount of time. And he turns. Yes, but he was but a boy back then.
Did he used to come with his parents to your church?
It's beyond my recollection.
Do you know where Lord Vasili lives? Because we have to take Ia there afterwards. They're having dinner together.
This is wonderful. Here you are blessed to have the patronage of such a wonderful Lord who has brought so much benefit to my church and to the orphanage. I must implore you, we need the bones back. Irina will not be safe. Strahd will have his dominion over this place. It is written and it is prophesied that at some point in time, those that will come will take and expose. And I am only hoping that this is some fanciful writing of a drunken monk many years ago. But if it is to hold true today, I implore the Morning Lord that it be not you.
Why? Can you tell us a bit more about this writing?
It is said there is a prophecy that strangers will come to the land. It is something I've not entertained in my church, because the Morning Lord would forbid it. But, and he leans in close, the prophecy is such that strangers will come to the land. Defeat the evil that rules it, and set us free. It is my hope that Vargas and his like will be struck down by this prophecy, and Vallaki will be free at last. No more shall we be forced to smile in the darkness, for the light will come. For it is prophesied that the light shall come with the travellers who visit. Perhaps this is you, perhaps it is not. But right now, all I know is that the bones of St. Andrew have been taken from my church, and I need them, for without them, and suddenly Irina just basically squawks, screams, "What shall I do, Father Lucian? Where shall I go now?"
So you're with us. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
I have not been fine. I need to. Perhaps I should take Vasily's offer of protection up.
Oh no.
I think
Was
this.
her hand
Won't be
okay?
doing that.
I think this is
When
the
you
Yeah,
only
because I was
option.
checking her hand for a bite. Did I see anything when I checked her hand for a bite? After Vasily held it too long?
Yes, no, you did not see any bite marks.
Damn it. What if he's an energy vampire? Like those who, the one with the shadows?
I know, that is so cool. What's his
That's
name?
the best show.
Robert Johnson. No, what's his name? It's so cool. That is the
I
best
can't
show
remember his
ever.
name. That's terrible. It's a great series, though.
Yeah.
Father Lucian, have you ever met Strahd?
Father Lucian takes a gasp and he goes, "The evil one has never, the devil has not, do not say his name." He looks left and right and he sees some guards standing maybe 50, 60 yards away, and he lowers his voice and says, "You must not mention his name in Vallaki."
Okay, how long has he been around for, just roughly?
I do not know what you mean, but the devil has never visited Vallaki for over 100 years. Vargas and his father before him, who died mysteriously, perhaps, at Vargas's hand, but that's untold and unsubstantiated. We have been unvisited by the evil that is focused itself on Barovia and the other parts of this realm. Surely, you must realize that Bernard is falling asleep because he is old and begun to become a grandpa. Perhaps right now, he is becoming a grandpa in the southern parts of Germany and Austria.
And yes, can you stop disturbing me? My sister sent a message saying, "I spoke to Madison. She was in bed with the boyfriend. He didn't have a shirt on. And I must say, he was really hot. And I got distracted. And I had to go to my sister. You just need to stop this right
Stop
now."
this. Stop that right now. That's uncalled for.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But so basically, she says Maddie's shallow. Is that what she's telling you?
I just had to
Poor
employ
Maddie.
a Brazilian nanny this week, and there's a scale that's like 1 to hot Brazilian, and you just got to employ the one that's just below divorce. That's all you got to do. It's pretty simple. Right.
Duncan. Ben's not here to shame you this week.
I know.
But anyway, back to Father Lucian and Strahd. So let me get this right, being we're new to the region. Vargas, you think is evil? Vargas is is somebody you want to get rid of?
I beg your pardon?
I'm trying to understand the different powers here. You just talked about
Vargas is the
people setting
Burgomaster.
the town free from... You talked about strangers coming to the land to
This is the
defeat the evil that
prophecy.
rules
This is
us
the
and set us
prophecy.
free.
The prophecy is...
But is the evil Vargas or is the evil Strahd? I'm just struggling with who the evil is in this
I am but a
scenario.
simple priest here serving the Morning Lord. All I can tell you is that the prophecy that is perhaps most vehemently propagated by Lady Vakta is that at some point strangers will come. They will bring change and they will bring enlightenment and release to Vallaki.
That sounds like Vargas, not Strahd.
Vargas is a strange man, but his family has brought, I must admit, you know, from my own perspective, I have never had Strahd cross my dominion here. Strahd has
That you know
Strahd
of.
has not come to Vallaki for over 100 years.
How would you know? How would you know if Strahd had not come? How would you know? He could be anybody walking through the street.
Well, there are various things that you know. The great vampire hunter Rudolf van Richten has written the great tome about the vampire hunting, and I have read it back to back. There are things that vampires may not do, and Strahd, being the most evil of vampires, taking and drinking his brother's blood in revenge and jealousy for Titania. It will be, no doubt, his downfall.
Still confused about who the evil is. And the prophecy about the others, does it talk about anybody dying amongst the travellers who come and set the land free?
Many will die. This is the way.
Well, that's reassuring.
All I can
Okay.
hope is that the Morning Lord will give light to this land, dark and enshrouded by fog and storm. As he looks up and essentially the dark grey clouds looming over the immediate sort of forest and valley that Vallaki is in, towards the lake to the north. Suddenly, as Nikki adjusts her microphone, and that's good, that's timely, a bolt of lightning strikes the surface of the lake.
In the day.
The lake.
Maybe we'll find the sun sword in the lake. Maybe that's where it's hiding.
I don't know, I'm pretty certain you got pretty descriptive.
I know we do, I'm kidding. I'm thinking Lady of the Lake, though. Maybe there's something else down there we need. Okay, so that was a bit of a hard pass then on the blessing and things working. So shall we go try and dig up this book on Strahd from the Dusk Elves?
Yeah, I think it's about our next option, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably our next best bet.
Right.
What are you going to do with these pair, though?
What about the Burgermeister? Got him to deal with someone.
Vargas. Well, we need to figure out more about him because we weren't going to help Lady Vakta. So we do need to do some research, but it feels wrong to split the party, doesn't it?
No,
we can't have Irina. We can't have Irina running off to Vasily or Ia running off to Vasily. But yeah, let's go visit the Dusk Elves.
Yeah.
As a party. Okay, all in.
So you're heading to the southwest?
Yep, we're going to visit the Dusk Elves.
So at this stage, it's just before midday as you leave the gates of Vallaki.
Yep.
Do you think we should
Oh shit. Right. Nobody panic. Nobody panic.
Do you think we should have a side call and talk about all the options that Vasily might be and Strahd might be?
I was thinking I might do a bit of foraging for spell components as we make our way to the Dusk Elves.
That's a really good idea. You're checking your spell sheet. You could buy them from the Dusk Elves, maybe.
True.
You just kind of assume everybody's got what they need in their kit, right?
I have cast some spells before. I'm just wondering if...
Because I can't see what they need when I open up the spells. Like, it doesn't give me a thing.
All right.
It's weird.
Mine's showing me in D&D Beyond.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Can you hear me breathing on my microphone?
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Could be me.
Sorry about that. I think it was me.
Okay, so we're happily wandering down the road.
Okay, as you come into the
No wolves
Vistani
in
camp,
sights. Yeah.
southwest. Someone is very heavily breathing into their microphone.
That could be me. Let me move that. Maybe it's me.
Why is that not working? Here we go. There we go. Okay. You guys can't see anything? Okay, let me just check the daylight settings. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, that'll be fine.
Got it.
Vistani camp.
As you approach down the road, pretty much there, you see four of you in an encampment. Look, it's an encampment. Just give me a second.
Tell me one.
The woods part to reveal an expansive clearing.
Ooh,
A
lots
small
of
grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decoratively lanterns hanging from their sculptured eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent, with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from this central area.
Oh, this is your territory, Fisk.
Is it?
Hey, wine.
No, in that case, yes.
You know, the smell of wine and horses. Ignore the horses. That comes with the territory these days. The places we hang out. Okay, shall we go in and say hi?
What sort of horses are they?
Pretty much standard horses, 4 legs, tail, head.
No teeth. No red raging eyes of, demonic possession.
Yeah, no demonic possession type bits.
Okay, that's good to know.
So at this particular point,
Mm.
you guys are. Let me just bring you in. Hang on.
Do you want me to greet them in Elvish? Do you speak Elvish? Anyone?
Are they elves or Vistani or a mixture? Because we're looking for the dusk elf with the bad leg. So I guess who lives here?
Uh-oh.
Because it's a Vistani camp. I thought it was meant to be a dusk elf place. I thought the dusk elves had their own place, but maybe the notes aren't right.
Alright, that's all good. So, you are coming in from the northeast.
Mm-hmm.
As described, there's this massive tent, an enormous amount of horses and wagons surrounding it, and these buildings cut into the side of the hill as you enter. Suddenly, as you enter the sort of proximity, you see that in a nearby house, standing quietly in front of the house, bathed in the warm light of its lanterns, are three sullen, grey-cloaked figures, their angular features and black, flowing hair hidden under their cowls.
Okay. I'll just say, hi, we come in peace. We're looking for a dusk elf with a bad leg.
One of them
Wait.
steps forward and says, I see. What do you mean by the Dusk Elves? The Dusk Elves are dead.
What?
No.
What happened to the Dusk Elves?
Cursed by the evil one.
Which
They are dead.
evil one?
You perhaps, this is a Vistani camp. Perhaps you should move on. Go back to Vallaki and seek today's lunch or something.
Can I say, are you sure there are no elves here in Elvish?
You say that in Elvish? Give me a persuasion check. The person in front of you suddenly changes completely in their demeanor towards you. I see. Casimir. He awaits the visitors that you may be. How many of you are there?
Just all you can see in front of you.
Yeah.
He
6 of
begins to
us.
count.
6.
I see. Go forward and tell them that you are here to see Casimir. He is awaiting. His dreams have been horrific of late. His dead sister, Patrina, weighs on his consciousness. And he grabs your arm, Wolfrel. He looks at you and he says, I see that you have the origins of us in you. I trust that you will do us well. Do not betray our kind. And with that, he lets go of your arm.
Why would I betray our kind?
Is that what you say to him?
Yes, in Elvish.
speak with the leader. He turns and rummages in his satchel.
Lost his keys.
Must have.
Okay. So we're in the right camp then. While you're rummaging in your satchel, friend, a couple of our companions are in a very bad way. Is there anything, do you have a healer here or anyone who might be able to help them while we wait to speak to your leader?
You must go speak with Casimir, for we are dealing with Luvasha's daughter, Arigal, being taken by the darkness. She has vanished, you see. She remembers she's been gone for more than a day because everyone in the camp was drunk, you know. But she has disappeared. We have sent Vistani left to right and center to search for her. But as yet, we have not found her. Arabella is important to Luvash. It is his only daughter.
So where do we go to speak to Casimir?
You go down into the center. The tent in the middle is where you shall go. You head down towards the center.
Yeah, I make
Shall we
sure
all
that
go?
my companions all understood the conversation.
So we're just following you then down to the centre tent?
Do you want to go down to the center tent? I think that's what we came here for.
Yep. Let's go.
Okay.
We'll come with you, if that's okay with the rest of the crew.
As you go past, you see that there are Vistani in studded leather armor that are standing around. You see that they are all some way distressed. There's an anxiety in the camp. Suddenly, one of them steps forward and it goes, "Who are you?"
We'll start the introductions again.
Are you going to talk in Elvish?
Elvish?
These don't look like elves, though, do they? Do these Vistani look different to the hooded ones we were just speaking to?
They look less hooded, but, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Less hooded.
I'll try the common speech first and just introduce myself. I'm Wolfrill. With my companions here, we've come to seek your help and to speak to your leader.
Casimir or the leader?
Casimir.
Casimir, they say in sort of hushed tones.
Have we come to the right place?
Have you had dreams of the damned?
Every night.
Then come with me. Gastina's sister, Patrina. She is sealed in the catacombs below Castle Ravenloft. She is a concubine of the Devil's Strahd. You must come speak to Kashmir if you bring news of her. Come.
That Strahd gets around, hey?
I'm sure
Yeah.
it does.
I think that's why he's trying to add Ear and Arena to
And
his list.
as you enter,
Okay.
you see this old elf. And he introduces himself as Kashmir.
Oh.
He says, I've waited a long time to see you. The Amber Temple is an ancient vault hidden in the Barovian Mountains. It is where Strahd forged his pact with the evil powers and discovered how to become a vampire. I have been watching this temple for many years, but he needs people to survive its perils that he can take from their powers. I think the secret to breaking Strahd's pact and freeing Barovia from its curse might be hidden there. But important, I believe this Amber Temple holds the secret of bringing the ancient dead back to life. I think that you will be able to bring Patrina back to flesh and blood, for she dwells now under the wrath of Strahd in his castle Ravenloft.
Okay.
Mm.
I give you this gift, for it is foretold that you shall come. Prove to me that you are worthy of it.
What
Up
is
the
the
gift at all?
gift?
Beg your pardon?
Is it wrapped?
Well, no, he hasn't done anything at the moment. He's just said, like, prove to me that you're worthy of this gift that I've been waiting to give you since time immortal.
That we are worthy.
Yeah.
Well, we've travelled far to come here, and we're trying to assist others who are struggling against the same enemy that you have.
We are mostly lawful good.
Mostly
What?
lawful good.
Some of us are lawful good. Neutral good. We're good.
I'm
I'll introduce myself as Starfire, protector of stuff and things. Obviously good by nature and by actions. I'll tell them you can trust us to do the right thing because we want to rid the land of evil and help the good people of Barovia.
Give me a persuasion check, Maria.
Damn it. My persuasion has not been good.
With advantage because your friends are backing you up.
Oh, hang on. I need to change one of the settings, don't I?
Just basically roll, and we can roll twice if we need to.
Okay, hang on.
If you touch the little bee down the bottom corner, you can change it quickly.
Oh, I don't have to.
That's perception. That's
Yes.
got nothing to do with whatever.
Oh, shit.
That was persuasion.
Hang on.
Jesus Christ.
oh no.
No! I swear to God, I'm just having one of those days. Tired eyes.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh, and my persuasion, how can I roll 2 2s for persuasion?
You've
This
rolled
algorithm
like a
sucks.
20. You've like rolled a 20 and you've rolled a 1. That's fantastic.
Stupid algorithm.
Right. Let me
Oh.
just let me dwell on that for a moment. I'll work out what we're gonna do.
Maybe Fisk should have a go. Maybe Cage.
I know,
No,
but,
Cage has got a black eye. They're not going to light
Yeah.
that up.
I kind of like Cage.
Maybe
No, I'm too shifty looking.
You are
I'll
shifty
pull
looking, that's
I'll
true.
pull Irina Ford next to me and say, "This is who we've been protecting," and see if he recognizes or reacts to that. And we've kept her safe.
Okay, so the thing that you notice, Rhea, Starfire notices that there are no women or children.
Ah.
It's all male. It seems that most of them, there are no youth. It seems most of them have been born at least 30 or 40 years ago. They're elves, or part elf. You realise that that you're not talking to the leader.
We're talking to Casimir, right?
No, you're not talking to Casimir at the moment.
Oh.
No, you were talking to
I thought it was Casimir.
Yeah, so did I.
Lavash.
We meet
Whose
Lavash.
Yeah, whose daughter Abigail has gone missing. Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Abigail. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, I thought that was Casimir.
Lavash's daughter Abigail has gone missing.
So Lavash is the old elf. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Lavash, as in the bread. Just thinking about spelling.
Luvash, Luvash. And
Not like the
Abigail.
bread. Oh, Abigail as in AB.
Arabella. Maybe I got that wrong. Arabella has vanished. She's been gone for a little more than a day.
A day. You did say a day.
Everyone in the camp is drunk. And
Maybe they're still drunk.
I think they're still drunk too.
I think they're very drunk.
Maybe they're under a spell.
And Aragorn was away. No one remembers seeing or hearing anything strange. Lavash is determined to find her, no matter what the cost. And most of his camp is scouring the woods when you arrive.
Okay, so Lavash, here's the deal. We can try to help you. We have some skills in this area. Some skills, but we need Casimir's help first.
Casimir, I can take you to him now.
Great.
He's in the camp.
There.
It's...
So Lavash takes you to Casimir, who's in the middle of the camp, and clearly a dusk elf of some importance. I see.
Okay.
How can I help you all?
We are after a book that we believe you have that will help us in the fight against Strahd and ridding the land of evil. And in as a way of helping the search for Arabella, if I have the name right, the right name now, we will put our skills to the use, to your use, to Lavash's use. If we can please have a look at this book.
I think I know what you mean. The problem is that I keep all my treasures here in my wagon, but the door to the wagon has 2 locks, each of which requires a different key. Luvash, my lieutenant, carries one key, and Aragal, his daughter, the other. Each lock.
Arabella has the key.
This is true.
That's okay, because let me introduce you to Fisk. Dun, dun, dun. Fisk can help you with that. Told you, we have skills.
I see. Do you intend to pick the lock because beyond it is a treasure that you seek? one that is foretold that you
Yeah.
shall come. Are you yet 5 of the strangers? And he looks.
Yes.
Yes.
Arena's just a hanger-on. We're just protecting her for her brother.
He looks at Irina and he goes, Titania, it is you again. It is so wonderful to see. And Irina sort of looks at him and sort of scoffs. She goes, What are you saying? And the Dusk Elf goes, Titania, our Lord has been seeking you for so long. Perhaps you shall rest here with us.
No, she's coming with us. We're under an obligation to protect her. So, which is what we'll do. But let us just help you get to that book.
I see, you must find Abigail. She has been disappeared maybe for one day. Perhaps you will assist?
We will go and help find her. Yes, we will assist, but we just need the book
This is
first.
a wonderful side quest that we shall bring into the game in the next time you play.
Yes, exactly. But we're going to get the book first. So I'm hoping that Fisk in the meantime has snuck off to break into the wagon.
Maybe she's in the wagon with the book
Alright,
if you
so
haven't seen
Fisk,
her for a
give
day
me-
and you haven't been able to get
Then
in there.
give me a stealth check, Fisk, and tell me what you are doing.
I am going over to the.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Fuck.
As Fisk makes his way
Can I do a
around the wagons and the houses that generate the Vistani camp, he finds himself standing before a wagon, guarded by two Vistani, which he slips cleverly behind. As he enters inside the wagon from the front, near where the horse is hitched, he sees that there is a wooden chest, an iron chest, an Onks Julie box, a wooden throne, and a rolled up 10-foot square rug. And yet there is a small wooden box also in front of it. As he steps towards it, does he go for the small wooden box, the rolled up rug, the wooden throne, the onyx jewelry box, the iron chest, or wooden chest? What is your say? Fisk of the first cabin.
Of the first cabin.
What do you reach for?
So there's a. So there's a small wooden chest.
A wooden chest, an iron chest, an onyx jewelry box, a wooden throne, a small rolled up piece of rug, and a small wooden box. I will say it that only time again. You must make your choice, and with it you must roll sleight of hand.
It's a small wooden box. How big, Dunk? Just for the notes. Would it hold a book or would it hold coin?
Both equally.
Maybe. Okay. Which could. Okay.
I'll go for the small wooden box.
This is most excellent. What do you intend to do?
You want me to roll sleight of hand?
Yes, I do. Opening the chest.
Woohoo!
you see suddenly, almost in slow motion, as a needle extends 3 inches straight out from the lock. You take 1 piercing damage and 11 poison damage. And now you must save against Constitution. You are poisoned for 1 hour. You screech and bring your thumb up as it is glowing red and dripping blood. The rest of you see that Fisk of the first cabin has failed to open this box.
Really?
A poison needle
With
has
that skill?
struck his thumb. He has taken green, and with that he collapses onto the floor. The remainder of you, concerned that the Vistani will be alerted to this transgression of their trust. What do you all do?
I will
We
try to heal
said
him.
would help.
I'll try.
I don't see it as a transgression of trust, though. We did say we could help him with that. That Fisk could help with that lock problem.
Well,
We just did
healing
it before
word.
Alright, so Fisk, you've taken
Help with
that
poisoning.
damage. Alright, we'll leave it.
Yeah, it's 12.
We'll leave it here for tonight, and we shall pick it back up once your daughter sorts her shit out, and potentially Cage is sorted, but more realistically, your daughter sorts her shit out, and we shall be in the Vistani camp, picking the lock in the Vistani tent, with Fisk poisoned and in pain, writhing on the floor.
What was the sleight of hand for?
Yeah, don't worry, you still got poison.
Just.
That was a damn good throw, though. That's
It
mad.
was good, but the sleight of hand that you originally rolled was a 10, not a 23. You can't do it twice. 10 came up first in my stream. I'm not sure about the rest of you, how you're seeing that, but I see 19 stealth, 10 sleight of hand, 23 sleight of hand, which is like, I wish.
Yeah, that's because you asked me to roll it again.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
So that's why I was confused.
No, not really.
I don't think we're going to win this battle.
Oh, no, I wasn't trying to win.
But can I say, I am impressed on some of the deductions that have occurred this evening. And shall we aim for approximately 2 weeks' time?
Yep, that would be
And
good.
we shall see you then.
Yep.
For the next installment of Seekers of Stuff.
Yeah.
And more important,
Searches of hope
and stuff. And more importantly, let those dreams sink in. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Hey, I was going to say, I'm going to try and copy a page. I don't know if I can copy a tab. Maybe I can. I'll put my notes in to the spreadsheet. Yeah.
So you...
Oh, Dunk, are you doing that now?
What's that, sorry?
Damn it. Sorry. That's okay. I'll update it now.
Into the notebook.
Yeah. It's just trying to create pages. Sorry.